Hi, Binki Woi from out of Germany, Grip Hop Nation in the house. I'm just a disabled artist. I'm suffering from muscle dystrophy limb girdle, and I'm doing hip hop for about 20 years. I'm producer, rapper, and reggae singer, or sing J. I'm trying myself, but and we just come to the US to have some Bay Area tour, and now been in LA. Steelo Magazine, big up, bro.
Tell us a little bit about Death Squadron.
Death Squadron, we started the project about 3 years ago, or better say, I come to the crew 3 years ago. It already existed. It split from Ronin monks, and it was started by Perfect Cave out of Guadeloupe and Dark Negro out of France, and they started the project, and later Mr. Coronas from Peru come to the project, and me come to the project, and afterwards Pensamiento crew from Chile, and some Las Vegas connection with the Ill Hill Records joined us, and on most of the Death Squadron tracks we take in some other features too. Yes.
Who are some of the artists that you've worked with?
Just recently I did a collabo track with Young Dirty Bastard. I worked with Solomon Childs. With all the grip hop members already, like Counterclockwise, like Wonder Mike, Rob the Noise Temple. We work with the A-Team. That's the oldest hip hop crew in Germany, who did the first record release in Germany. And I work with Bass Reflex. This is the foundation in my city in Augsburg. They making hip hop music since the late 80s too, but they never get famous or known. But this is dope shit. Yeah.
When did your involvement with Grip Hop Nation begin?
It started about 8 years ago when Lear and I link up in the internet. I had an association in Germany called Handicapped Artworks. We supporting disabled artworks, all kind of artworks, not only music, so paintings and poems, poetry, and yes. So Leroy was making some research, and he found my Handicapped Artworks page, and so he wrote me a message, and from that day on we was writing almost every day. And I guess 3 years later Leroy come to visit me in Germany, and I show him how to write his poetry into the bars so it fits on the beat, and we produced 2 songs in my studio in Germany, and from that day on we working together, and we had some tour in Liverpool together, and like we founded MWD back in the days in my place when he visited me, MCs with Disability. That's the musical chapter of Grip Hop Nation.
Did you ever imagine yourself doing what you do now? Like, how long have you been involved with music? Is it something that's always been a passion for you since you were little, or is it something that just happened out of nowhere?
Yeah, when I was a little baby, I was always screaming, and I only stopped screaming when my father take me on his arm, and he was dancing with me in the living room to some rock and roll music. And I think the first time I started doing my own music was in the age of 8 years or 10 years, something about that. I play the organ and then I stopped playing it, and then I had a little break with the music. And when I was about 13, we have been on holiday in Spain, and the house we lived in, it was about 10 kilometers. It's about 8 miles away from the beach, and I wanted to go every day to the beach, and so I had no ride, so I had to walk the distance, and so I started making beatbox on the way and make some freestyles. And when I returned back home from the holiday, I thought to myself, why not writing down the lyrics I have in mind, and that's how I started.
Was it difficult for you when you had having the condition that you have? When you first started producing, was it difficult for you at first?
My history is like I was walking till I was 30 years old. Now I'm 35, so I'm actually 5 years in the wheelchair. But when I was walking, I always was walking on my tiptoes because of my disability, and so it was not easy. When there was some open mic in my city, and I jumped on the stage. There were 20 other MCs on the stage, and they were jumping around and they were moving, and the whole stage was shaking, and so it happens to me that I fall down on the stage or something like that. But my friends, they know about my disability, they put me up back on my legs, and so I started rapping on the stage. And yeah, it's kind of hard, yeah, because you never get that fame like other rappers who can make a real stage show jumping around. And yeah, that's what's missing when you sit in a wheelchair or when you're disabled and cannot jump around, so it's hard.
How do you feel that people react to when you perform? Since you brought that up, how do you feel that people react? Do you still give 100% on the energy and everything that you put out when you do a show?
That's the difference now. I can see it now when I perform in the wheelchair. People see my disability, and they respect that, and so the people make the show without I'm jumping on stage. But the years before I have sit down in the wheelchair, when I was jumping on the stage on my tiptoes, the people cannot see that I'm a disabled person and what's wrong with me, and so they didn't understand why I'm not making that kind of stage show and jumping around and so on, and this was hard. They thought maybe he's too lazy or he's drunk. Many people thought I'm drunk, but this was not yeah, I'm just clear in my head and see all the people, but my show is not like a show of Anthony B jumping on stage. It's like hard.
Because of those pressures, did at any point in your career think that you had to quit, or did you ever like consider quitting?
No, I'm actually proud of that. From my town, I'm the only person who make music regularly during the last 20 years. You know, other guys stop doing music because of family, because of getting a job where they earn good money, or they just stop because they did 10 years of rapping without having success. But that never happened to me, so I always was constantly working on the shit.
What are some of the projects you have out now, or been a part of or being featured in?
Oh, there are many projects right now. We have an Death Squadron project. We have the Crip Hop Nation project. We have in Germany. We have a Crip Hop Germany chapter, and with one guy I'm working on an album called The Cyclic, and it will be released this year. Some dope features, like we have Gangsta Nip on it, we got A-Team on it, yeah, and we started a project called Sleepy Horses, and it was produced by Drunken Monk, and he makes the beats, and we got some rappers from Mexico, from the US, Germany, from Russia, doing some horrorcore music, and yeah, I think that's the most important project.
Tell us about your tour right now in the States. How do you feel to be down here for the first time?
Oh, that's like a dream come true to me. I knew the US only from movies, from the music, from the television, and in Germany we don't have this kind of big cities like in the US, and not that skyline, and I always dreamed of standing in a city and look up the skyline, and now the dream came true. And yeah, the tour was amazing. The Bay Area was really cool, very much nice people out there, and yeah, the concerts and the workshops we did on this tour was a big success. We had many radio interviews like K-Poo Radio. 2 days ago we had this interview in LA on the OJ Husky radio show, and the newspapers in Oakland and San Francisco wrote about our tour. So yeah, I'm happy.
I'm getting a lot of love. Would you consider coming out here again?
Yeah, sure. I hope next time I can come by some booking or find somebody who pay my costs. But yeah, every time I like to stay here.
Expensive travel, huh?
Yeah, expensive, quite expensive. So when you.
But worth it.
Huh?
Worth it.
How much?
Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. In any kind, yeah. I'm just. It's every day I wake up and go out there. It's just like a new experience, like opening my horizons. It's great stuff here.